Hi, Cole Benfield here with CKN Sports. We're down here at the NHRA 4-wide in Charlotte, North Carolina. Good to see you again, Tanner. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions about your car and what you have to wear while you're racing. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the car for right now. Can you go ahead and give us, like, what's the run that you do when you're down there on the track?
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip up all these switches except for these last two on this switch panel. I'm going to push the clutch in there, and that's first gear. All the way to the top is first gear. I'm going to let the clutch out, start rolling. Crew chief is going to get me straight up through the water box. When I get set, I'll pull back to second, then third. I'm going to push the clutch in. I'm going to set my line lock, brake pressure to 1,000 pounds, and I'm going to hold this button on the steering wheel. I'm going to rev it up to about 5,000 RPM, dump the clutch, get the RPM steady out to about 8,000, shift fourth, fifth, let go of the line lock, bring out across the line, push the clutch in, and get the car stopped. Then when the car's stopped, I'm going to pull this lever, and that's going to put it in reverse. I'm going to let the clutch out, back up, let the crew chief tell me through the radio, left, right. I'm going to get stopped. I'm going to put it back up in gear. I'm going to pull forward and let the crew chief line me up once again. When the crew chief says I'm straight, I'm going to pull up to the guy that we have stopping me before the beams. I'm going to get stopped, and I can actually take everything off and just rest while they set the wheelie bars. Jep, our guy that lines me up here, is going to bang on the hood and tell me to go ahead, push the clutch in, put it in gear, and get set to go ahead and pre-stage. So then I'm rolling in with the clutch and the brake at the same time. I'll roll in. When I see my top bulb come on, my pre-stage bulb, I'm going to stop and make sure you keep it in first, but I'm going to stop, set my line lock to about 350 pounds. I'm going to hold this button, rev it up to about 3,500, 4,000 RPM, and start easing the clutch out to go in and stage. When I'm staged, I'm going to push the clutch in, deck the car, let up the clutch, second, third, fourth, fifth, put my hand up here on the chute lever, pull the chutes, push the clutch in, shut all the switches off. That's pretty much it.
Wow, that's a lot of steps. So how long did it take you to get used to, to remember all that?
Probably 10, 15 runs before it comes natural. It's one of those deals where you do it enough, you don't really have to think about it. It's about like riding a bike. Once you get used to it, you don't really have to think about pedaling. All that stuff just kind of comes natural, and you worry about looking at this light and shifting and hitting the tree the best you can.
So, I mean, it's hot out here right now just wearing what I'm wearing. So, is it really hot when you're wearing your suit?
Yeah, so in these cars, we have to wear a Dash 15 fire suit, so you can feel how thick that is. So it gets pretty hot in here. I know that there's a lot of heat and everything else coming up from the oil and all just the rear end components in here. So. And the engine heat's coming through, so it gets pretty hot.
So, I heard you say that's a fire suit. What's the importance of wearing that suit?
So you don't catch on fire. No, basically just keep you safe. I wear this, and then I wear fireproof underwear underneath it to ensure I don't get burned.
Okay, well, thank you so much for letting us interview you, and amazing car, and I hope you do good today and tomorrow, so thank you so much. Hi, this is Cole Benfield here with CKN Sports, and we're doing an interview here with Gregg today at the NHRA 4-wides. So, I know you don't know who you're racing yet, but how do you feel if you have to race your son today?
You know, if I have to race him, I'd kind of rather he win.
How does it feel as soon as you come off the line and going at top speeds that fast?
It's kind of hard to explain how it feels because I'm more of a mechanically minded person, so I'm kind of thinking about what the engine's sounding like and how the car feels so that maybe I can help the crew chief for the next round to kind of explain to him how the car felt and kind of what my input is on what we need to do to make it go faster for the next round. It runs 210 to 13, 14 miles an hour depending on the weather. It's really kind of in slow motion after that.
I know that this is a family of racers, so do you have any family traditions that you do during the race or before the race?
No, I can't think of any family traditions we have because everything's different. You know, every race we go to is a little bit different setting, a little bit different atmosphere, different people. No traditions really.
That's really cool. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Kole Benfield here with CKN Sports down here at Charlotte NHRA 4 Wide Nationals. We're here with Amber Gray, the mother of Tanner Gray and the wife of Shane Gray. Does it ever get scary to see them race because it's very dangerous?
These cars are built really well and they've got a lot of safety precautions in them. 2012, Shane wrecked really bad out here. And after seeing what he went through and he climbed out of the car and all the safety, that doesn't make me as nervous anymore. I probably get more nervous when I watch Tanner on the circle tracks on the dirt racing because there's a lot more contact that can happen. Racing is a great sport to be involved in. We try to make it as much of a family sport as we can. When Shane decided in 2010 that this is what he wanted to do professionally, we all moved from New Mexico to North Carolina to start up the business. Being out here with all the people that you are, you learn to become extended family. And we're very blessed to be out here as a family.
What's it like traveling all over the country?
It's fun. It can get tiring at times because you're constantly packing and unpacking. So you try to spend your weekends that you have at home. We try to do something that either relax, or we live on the lake and we try to go out on the boat, or do something different. It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Kole Benfield here with Johnny Gray down here at the NHRA 4 Wide in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to be asking him some questions today. What made you want to race?
Well, I've been racing since probably since I was about your size. I don't really know. Racing never was in my family, but I've raced all my life. So started out in typical deal, started out in go-karts, went to dirt cars, drag racing, drove about every kind of drag car there is, all the way to drove nitro funny cars up till 2013.
That's really cool. But how do you feel about having passed down your love for racing down in the family?
My kids were around it all their life, so they kind of just enjoyed hanging out there and ended up wanting to drive it.
Before you started racing, how long were you involved in racing, just watching it before that?
Oh, I never was. Like I say, my family had nothing to do with racing. I started driving go-karts for a guy named Murdoch. It kind of just escalated from there. Every time I got a chance to get in any kind of a racing anything, I'd drive it. So.
Well, thank you very much. Hi, I'm Kole Benfield here with CKN Sports. We're down here at the NHRA in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm here with Bryce. We're going to be asking him a few questions. So, what's your role in the race team?
Basically just the rear end or whatever's needed. So when we come back, basically tires, wheelie bars, chutes, rear gears, shocks, anything that's needed.
I realize you're important in this team, but you don't drive. Why did you not want to drive?
Basically, I did a lot of other things, race motocross, baseball. Kind of just wanted to take my own path and see where it led.
What is like your family dynamic racing with your dad and your brother?
It's good. I mean, we have fun out here as a family, and just like any other family, we all butt heads sometimes, but it can all be fun, and like to keep it a family environment and just, have fun and do what we like to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kole Benfield here with CKN Sports down here at Charlotte in the NHRA 4 Wide. We're going to be asking here Dave Connolly some questions. So, what exactly does your job do? Because I hear you're very important.
That's a good question. I don't think anybody has an answer for that. No, my job pretty much entitles of making the tire call, the tranny call, the rear end call, clutch call, and tune up on Tanner Gray's car, along with working with all the guys here at Gray Motorsports on Shane's car. He's kind of taken a step back this year as far as a test car for the whole program, which is pretty big on his part. So we're glad to have him out here racing in front of his hometown again this weekend, and we're trying some things on his car, so we'll see how they pan out.
What did you do to get to this position?
I've always been involved with drag racing since I was, 10 years old, racing with my father, and just one thing led to another, and got hooked up with the right folks, and just always been a hands-on person and watched and learned a lot growing up around drag racing my whole life. If a kid has the drive to be in motorsports, that's key, but the biggest deal is just keep your eyes open a lot, and probably more so mouth shut at times. You can definitely learn a lot from watching and being surrounded by the right people. Just be respectful, work hard, and you never know what doors might open up. This is what I would love to do if I had another job somewhere else. Fortunate enough to get to do what I love for a living.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.